So, welcome to today's episode of Everyday Alex. And today I wanted to talk about the power of hope. And this is partly catalyzed by we're just starting the next reset program. If you did want to join us, this is pretty much your last opportunity. You can find details at alexhoward.tv/reset. But I'm always particularly aware as we start a new group, people sort of coming into the private Facebook group, watching the first module, introducing themselves and sharing a little bit about their backgrounds, experiences, what brought them to joining the program. That feeling of hope, that feeling of sort of positive expectation when we're starting something new. And hope is a very powerful thing. Hope can also sometimes be quite a dangerous and quite problematic thing. I think often people with chronic health conditions or that have struggled with themselves psycho-emotionally, that they can sometimes be perceived by medical practitioners as being overly negative. Like if, for example, someone recommends a possible treatment path and someone's response is, "Oh, it's not going to work. I've tried everything. Nothing ever makes a difference for me." And that comes across as being negative, and it isn't. What it normally is a protection from not wanting to be disappointed, not wanting to get our hopes up about something and feel excited about something if we've done that a number of times in the past, and then something's not worked out, and we end up feeling that kind of collapse of disappointment and frustration on the other side. And so we can become quite cautious and quite afraid of not wanting to invest hope, not wanting to put faith in something to protect ourselves from the negative and the disappointment. The problem is that we tend to get in part what we focus on. We all have a part of our brain called our reticular activating system. The job of your reticular activating system is to look for what you teach it to look for. So that's why if ever you've got, let's say you got a new car or you're thinking about buying a new car, suddenly you see that car everywhere. Or let's say you fall pregnant or your partner falls pregnant, whatever, and you suddenly start seeing babies everywhere or seeing prams or baby stuff everywhere. It's like there's an exercise that if right now, in fact, that'd be interesting to do this right now, look around the room that you're in, and I want you to look for all the things that are blue. So you're going to look for all the things that are blue and you're going to remember them. So look around the room right now and have a proper look around. Make sure you've looked for things. Close your eyes. It's going to be a test. I now want you to tell me all the things that are red in the room. And see how many you can think of and you can remember. And you're probably going to find you can't think of many things that are red. So now open your eyes and look around. And you start to notice, I can notice just like on the YouTube thing here, the live thing's red. I can see on my guitar over there, the plectrum's red. I can see the kind of some of my bags of equipment over there. I can see that there's red lining on there. There's a red book over there. So start to see red that's everywhere. We get what we look for. So when we look for all the reasons why it's not possible for things to change, or when we go out there and we look for all the things in our life that we feel anxious about, all the things that are causing us stress and we're worried about, we look for it and we find it. But then because our brain starts to focus on that, that starts to feel more prominent. It starts to feel more significant because we've looked for it. And so we're seeing more of it. But on the other side, this is where the power of hope comes in. On the other side, when we start to look for the things in our life that possibly could change, when we start to wonder what life could look like on the other side of the challenge we're going through, like even right now with COVID-19, if you imagine what life could be like on the other side of that, when we start to look for the positive, we start to find more of that. And I don't, and I've said this in many, many places, I don't believe in positive thinking in the way that positive thinking is typically talked about in kind of self-help or popular psychology. What goes up in a way which is unsupported will come back down again. Just like if you have a share in the stock market, there's been a bit of this happening over the last few months, but if something is overvalued, if it's not built upon substance, it might go up and up and up, but at some point, the bottom's going to fall out and it's going to come crashing down again. If something's gone up reliably and steadily and solidly with real foundation underneath it, then it's going to weather more storms. It's going to be more stable. It's going to be more solid. The same is true with our mindset. The same is true with our emotions, that when they're built upon something which has substance, when they're built upon something that's solid, then sure, we can go up in our mood gradually. We can go up in our energy capacity. We can go up in our sense of expectation, but it's built upon substance. So it's not that it goes up and up and up and then it comes crashing down again. So I know this sounds like a political slogan. I think it even was a political slogan. It was either, I think, Barack Obama or Tony Blair used this. But it's hope that you can believe in. It's hope that is built upon substance. It's hope that's built upon a real foundation. That's what you need to support whatever your journey is, particularly any kind of healing journey. That's what we need. And hope that is built upon substance, you've got to go looking for the substance. You've got to go looking for the reasons why you're going to invest hope in something. But also, you see, the way that it works with our mindset is if we don't believe that we can change something, if we don't believe it's possible for it to change, then we're not going to take the actions that drive that change. I'm not one of those people that believes that your mindset determines everything. You just believe you're going to get rich and you get rich. You believe you're going to have the perfect relationship, you get the perfect relationship. Some of that sort of law of attraction stuff. I don't think that's generally helpful. I think it often causes more problems than it solves. But what you believe determines what you do. And the actions you take then determine the things that happen. So if you don't believe it's possible for you to change, then when you're presented with opportunities to try things, to move things forward, you're not going to follow through. If you believe it is possible, you're much more likely then to take the positive actions. You're much more likely to follow through. So really the question that I'm asking you guys today is your attitude, is it helping your healing journey or is it hindering your healing journey? Is your attitude helping your reticular activating system that I talked about a bit earlier? Is it helping that part of your brain look for the opportunities? Is it helping you look for the things that could help you feel more positive? Or is it doing the opposite? Are you looking for the negative? Are you looking for the things that could go wrong? And absolutely, there is a place for risk assessing something. So when it comes to making any change in our lives, you don't just want to blindly dive into something. It's entirely appropriate to have a part of our mind that's like, what could go wrong? What are the potential risks? You just don't want to live in that place. You want to do your risk assessment, and then you want to take the right actions to be able to move forward. So I'm curious to hear in the comments, either now live or on people watching on replay, how have you noticed changes in your attitude changing what's happening in the situation or in your life? Like when you've shifted to a place of having some hope, how has that hope or how has that positive attitude changed your behaviors? How has that changed some of the circumstances of what's happened? One of the ways also that I talk about this is it's a bit like a continuum. You're not going to know that you can change something until you've changed it. And you don't need to even believe that you can change it for it to change, but you do need to have hope. You need to have enough hope that it's possible that you start to take some actions. And then in taking those actions, you start to gather some evidence. And that evidence is like the legs for the table. If the belief is that the top of the table is a belief that you can do this, the legs are what give it support. The evidence is the legs. So you want to go and collect the evidence that tells you that it's possible. You need the hope that's going to allow you to take those first actions to get the evidence that becomes the legs for the table, that gives you the belief that in time you then get to the point of knowing that it's possible. But it starts with hope. Hope is powerful. Hope is the foundation of almost anything that we do in life which is difficult and is challenging. So if you've come from the place of you've invested hope in things in the past that haven't worked out, and you now protect yourself from that, just be aware that you're also potentially protecting yourself from moving forwards. Hope is a powerful thing when it's used in the right way. So final reminder, anyone that's interested in joining the current reset program, alexhoward.tv/resets. And the program is starting kind of now. So you've got really today is probably, I guess there might be some places left tomorrow morning, possibly. But yeah, now is the time if you want to join the program. Eleanor says on Instagram, having hope about my recovery enabled me to be open-minded and willing to try things. Yeah, I think that really is the key to it. And after trying those things, Eleanor says, I found more hope in them. And that's the thing, that not everything that one tries helps. But at the end of the day, you need to try things to find out. And sometimes you try things that don't work, but now you have evidence that you have information that doesn't work, but you try something else, or that thing leads you to the next thing. I think it's Graham says on YouTube, the evidence for me is people that have been cured. I have more hope today than I had a few years ago. I think that's why recovery stories are really important. And everyone's story is different. It's not any one story is the answer that's going to give you the absolute confidence. And no recovery story tells you what's possible for your body. Everyone's body is different. But yeah, absolutely. Having inspirational stories, I think, can be enormously helpful. That's why we put them out. So yeah, I hope that's been helpful. Please do share in the comments again what's helped you, what's helped give you hope. Like, what are the ingredients that helped you do that? Tomorrow we have the latest episode in the In Therapy series. This is the second half of Hannah's first session. We start to get into how to work a bit with your emotions. I think this is important stuff in here. My diary, for some reason, got in. Hang on, YouTube says. Oh, I think YouTube paused. My schedule got out of control Wednesday, so there's no episode Wednesday, but there will be Thursday and Friday. And then I think what's going to happen in the coming weeks, I'm really enjoying doing the lives, but I'm also noticing days like Wednesday where the live isn't going to happen because of scheduling issues. So I think what we'll gradually start to do is return to a bit of a hybrid of some of these live episodes in each week, and some of what we used to have, the original episodes where I used to pre-film them a day or two ahead. So I think we'll gradually evolve a bit into that. Thank you everyone for watching, and yeah, watch out for In Therapy coming out tomorrow. Bye-bye for now.